Hello everybody, this is Henry from Fun Game Reviews. I'm coming to you guys for some awesome Hero Aids 101, guys. I am going to be explaining how to utilize Hero Aids as efficiently as possible. This is for all players, new, medium, and top ranking players alike. This will describe all the different versions of teams you guys can have. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this guide, feel free to send this to fungamereview@gmail.com for pricing. Alright guys, so let's begin. Alright, so the hero aids for beginners that are truly heavily required is Pangoli, and Blockhead. So, Pangoli, his hero aid right here basically states that if your hero practically dies and drops to 0 HP for the first time, he will grant immortality, which is God mode, and also increase attack rate for about 10 seconds when maxed out. Alright guys, I normally recommend all new players to start off with at least level 5 skills so that you guys can have a minimum of level 3 hero aid. That will guarantee you guys the cheapest form of immortality for new players. And then I said it was Blockhead. Blockhead, he will increase 50% attack rate. It is ridiculously insane. 50% really helps a lot. So like for people who are using like Abyss Demon teams or Ambrosia teams, these two really require having some massive speed. So make sure you guys are doing it for that. Alright guys, next is the Nuke Teams. When you guys have nukers will require the following heroes. Skull Mage, Hero Aid, gives you 50% additional attack power. Okay, that is an overall increase in attack. It definitely does a lot of damage. It really gives you a big boost, guys. Big boost. Alright, another hero that you guys can definitely use is Sapphic. Sapphic also will give you a 25% damage buff, normal and skill, and increases HP by 25% when deployed. If you guys are using Sapphic in your setup, you guys can definitely dominate really well in Battle Royale. Think about it, you can get 50% damage, 50% skill. That will be used when you guys are playing Battle Royale. That is some insane amount of damage added for your heroes in Battle Royale. Alright. And then next, another thing for nuking, you guys who love Guild Clash, you guys probably want to have a Demolisher Ironclad. So because I don't have him maxed, let's go look up Ironclad at maxed aid, guys. Max aid level 9. You guys who use him for Guild Clash, deals 70% more damage to buildings and 70% more damage to clones. This is also very useful for Arcane Elder when you guys are fighting that guild boss. You guys also gain a 70% damage reduction against buildings and clones. So really, you get into like major tank mode, major nuking power, guys. Nuking them down hardcore. Alright, guys. So next, what I have is a survival setup for the survival teams. All right, here are the hero aids that is a must-have for survival teams. I would say Pangoli. Pangoli must be a hero for each and every one of your 5 mainline heroes. Definitely, if you can have them maxed out in every single thing, you'll have 10 seconds available in each one. On top of that, having that additional attack rate when your hero HP drops to 0. Big bonus. Next, I would say is Berserker. Berserker maxed out. You guys will have it where the enemy heroes can only do 15% of your hero's max HP. Alright, it cannot do more than what your hero's max HP is. 15% damage for some of those people who are using Nuke Teams. This is a really good counter. This is a good way to slow them down and make it so much harder, okay? Having Berserker and Enchantress. Next is Enchantress. Enchantress being put in there as well makes it like a major game changer. So let's go look at Enchantress. If you actually use the Berserker and Enchantress combo, I will explain what is going on. Alright guys, so look at this. At max Enchantress skill, you will gain 70,000 HP back when your hero drops 4 times. Okay, it's 4 times, not 1 time, 4 times. So first of all, you can't even take damage more than 15%. But if you drop below 80% HP, you will instantly get healed for 70,000 HP. Alright, next, on top of that, you will also be able to dispel all bleeding effects, all stuns, all silences, anything that is negative against you. Like anything that's slowing you down, slowing your attack rate, slowing your speed, everything gets removed. So it makes it feel like all your heroes are basically invincible. They get brought down and then they are ready to strike again. This is why those 3 are the major combo requirements for a survival team. Alright guys, next is how to get put in hero aids for dodge tanks. Wonton is definitely required. Wonton is the key to all dodge tanks. He gives some major dodge bonus. Look at that. You increase the hit rate by 17% and dodge by 17%. It is ridiculously great, guys. Ridiculously great. So next on my list here is you guys probably want to say, what do you need as a hero aid for guild bosses? Yes, guild bosses, guys. So here are my hero aids that I would definitely want to say you need as a requirement for guild boss. Hero aids, very important. All I can say is definitely you want to have Berserker for that. Because guild bosses, man, they hit like very hard. If you don't have a Berserker aid in every single hero, man, you're gonna take some major damage. You want to make sure that you have a Berserker in every mainline hero. This is a requirement, okay? Requirement. Next, I would say is also Enchantress. Enchantress is also one of the very key players in guild boss. The reason I say that is because you want to make sure that whenever the guild bosses actually push back, when they do a pushback, knockback, bleed, you definitely want all that stuff dispelled so that you gain enough time to continue to run after the boss and continue striking him down. Alright, another cool thing that you can have is a Bullhead. I think Bullhead would be very remarkable. As you guys can see, Bullhead Hero A skill will give you additional 25% chance to increase all damage taken by the target by 15% for 8 seconds. You can stack that by 5. So if you multiply 15% by 5, you guys are getting 75%. 75% more damage that the guild boss can take from all 5 of your heroes. That is ridiculous, guys. Ridiculous. 75% damage boost from all your heroes. You want to make sure that the ones that do that are mostly like Abyss Demon or like your heavy hitters like Ambrosia. You know, the heavy hitters should be getting Bullhead, especially if they can hit really fast. You can really stack up those debuffs. They are very, very important, guys. Alright, guys, and next is Arcane Caster, everybody. Arcane Caster. If you look at your hero aid, she, at level 9 maxed out, will gain 12% bonus damage for every enemy hero that you have less than what your current hero is. So that means if you start out with 5 heroes and the boss is only 1 boss, that means you instantly start with a 48% bonus damage for the hero that you have equipped with this Arcane Caster. Okay, 48%. That is really, really high. Really, really, really high. Alright, so 48% right there, guys. So if you guys combine all of those are insane. Alright, so next, guys, is about Battle Royale. I think that Battle Royale for hero aids, wizards teams are a must. They are 100% required. Wizard teams just make it so much more difficult, so much more amazing, so much harder, guys. Alright. So what I would say is wizard teams definitely required for Battle Royale. So the reason why is when you guys use a Blitz Bomber. So hero aid for Battle Royale, I would say Blitz Bomber. Blitz Bomber maxed out. Look at what he can do for you. Alright, maxed out, you get 60% additional damage for your mercenaries. Imagine if you had 20 mercenaries for all 5 heroes. Take like 100 mercenaries, boosting them by 60%. Yeah, their damage is going to be insane, guys. Insane. Alright. Next, I would say is Demon Slayer. You want to increase the amount of mercenaries there are. So let's say you had 20 in each one. Now if you use the Demon Slayer aid, you get additional 12. So let's say now you have 32 mercenaries for every single hero you got. Now 32 mercenaries at 60% mercenary damage increase. Yes, you heard me. That would be a major increase in damage, alright? Another thing is you want to have Sapphires for your heroes as well, because Battle Royale, you're going to get a 50% bonus in skill and damage for your heroes, as well as getting an increase in HP, guys. It is remarkable damage, alright? Alright, so next, you guys can talk about bomb teams. Alright, bomb teams, you can use bomb teams for like resource raid. You can do it for Lord's League, for trophy pushing. You can do it for guild, clash, for just trying to soften up the stronghold or etc. Alright, so here you guys can see Ironclad is definitely an important hero aid. Alright, Ironclad will do some massive damage. As you guys can see, 70% more damage to the buildings. All I can say is if you were to have Ironclad maxed out and you go send in a Biz Demon, oh my god, that damage is just remarkable. Alright. But when we talk about bomb teams, if you had Sapphics, if you had Wanton, if you had Ambrosia with this, that entire base, if you just had 3 fully maxed out Ironclads for each and every one of those heroes, and then you equipped it with the maximum bombing potential, I think everything will just start getting melted, guys. I think everything will be immediately melted. I mean, yeah, think about it. Bomb everything. Ridiculous damage. Alright? Next, I would say for your bomb team, you guys can have Arctic Lord. You want to make sure that some of those heroes have a chance, because obviously you're using a bomb team. Most people who use bomb teams know that their heroes really die really fast. So having Arctic Lord in your bomb team setup really helps, because it actually reduces damage by 85% for 16 seconds when you start attacking. So that means for 16 seconds while you're bombing, they cannot really do too much damage to you. They can only hit you for like 85% damage. That's almost like having your Berserkers, guys. Berserkers on each hero, but you just use Arctic Lord instead to try to survive. Bombing is not a survive team. That you know you're gonna die, but the whole point of the bomb team is to try to soften up the enemy as much as possible in, say, guild clash, so that your other allies can do that full clear. Alright? So next, what I have is must-haves for Coliseum, guys. Must have for Coliseum. Alright? Toxic Shaman as a hero aid will be ridiculously amazing for Coliseum, guys. Because if you have, in every single slot, let's just say in every single slot, you have Enchantress, you have Berserker, and Toxic Shaman. For every single slot, alright? That basically will make it so much more difficult, because you can have it so that it will reflect damage. Each and every hero who takes damage will also reflect damage to the enemy. And then once your hero dies, it will also drop a little bubble of Toxic Shamans that will do damage over time, slows the attack rate, slows the speed, and also just continuously damage. Just know that if you had all 3 heroes die, you will have 3 bubbles. 3 bubbles that will all tick, okay? They stack. Those bubbles do stack. So if you had 3 of them and they were all ticking at the same time, there will be some insane amount of damage that you guys are expecting to see. Alright? Next is Berserker. You guys want to have Berserker in there because you want to make sure that your team survives as much as possible. Alright, Berserker is very much a key player to keeping all your heroes from being nuked down from those big nuking heroes, nuking people that basically put everything into like having the strongest hit possible. So even though they come against you with nukes, you can survive as much as possible. Another thing is you guys can have Pangoli. Pangoli, you try to survive and have extra damage dished out while your heroes are practically at 0 HP. You know, you try to maximize the amount of damage while your heroes are still alive. Another thing is having Enchantress in every single one of them will also be a game changer for you, because there's a lot of stuns. Every second counts, guys. Every second counts in Coliseum. If you guys are being stunned, if you guys are being bled, if you guys are being pushed, if you guys are being like silenced, yes, having that Enchantress will definitely be a big game changer for you. It will make sure that all of that stuff gets dispelled and you can continue your massive assault. So for me, you guys can see how my Coliseum is set up. I currently have at least a Berserker minimum in all three. I also have an Enchantress. I also put Pangoli. I sometimes switch it around with Toxic Shaman. But imagine if I had Berserker, Enchantress, Toxic Shaman for all three. They will do some massive assault. The recovery would be ridiculous. The damage output would be ridiculous. But yeah. So that is pretty much it for my Hero Aids 101, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy this. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button down below. Make sure you guys are sharing this to the Clash of Lords 2 community. And one more time, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you have not yet done so. Alright guys, if you guys are also interested in purchasing this guide, feel free to send an email to fungamereview@gmail.com for more details. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. And hope you guys enjoy the Hero Aids 101 brought to you by Henry from Fun Game Reviews. I'm out. Have a great